This is the energy update. And as a holistic practitioner of functional and lifestyle medicine for almost 37 years, I've come to understand that the most important part of healing is what happens from the inside out. And I have told patients, you are the best doctor that you have. You understand yourself better than anybody. And so I'm Dr. Nané Cheung, and I'm here to speak about this, that I really believe it's my passion, my mission, that at any age you can recreate yourself. I've worked with patients over the years diagnosed with everything from Crohn's disease to multiple sclerosis, diagnosed with HIV, diagnosed with AIDS, diagnosed with breast cancer, lung cancer, prostate cancer, bladder cancer, bone cancer. And in the Chinese system of healing, it's not the name that matters. Western system, we focus in on what's the name, what's the diagnosis, what do we need to call it? And of course, we need to identify what is going on. But ultimately, I think when you are preparing the body for healing, the steps that you take are all about the same. It starts from the inside. So it starts with your own mental preparation, that this is something that you can handle. You know, they say that God doesn't give you more than you can handle. So whether you're a religious, spiritual person or just a child of the universe, a name by any other name would smell as sweet. And as complex as we are, as complex, multifunctioning, multifactorial, billions of cells in our body, I think the simpler we see ourselves, the better it is. So let's get back to basics. And what does that mean? You know, there are ways that the body and its biochemical miracle of nature structures itself. So there is a structure and a function. But when we think about what the body is doing really miraculously with and without our help, because so many functions just go along without our conscious intervention. But if we actually do start to put some consciousness into our healing, if we put some attention into the workings of our inner mind, our inner body, our inner soul, so what I would call body, heart, and soul healing, then I think we're setting the stage. We're creating a platform where we're integrating as a whole person, healing on every level. And what I've told people over the years is that imagine that your body is a computer, which it is, your brain is a computer. And now what you need to do is to start by giving it the information. So starting from a clear slate, and that's why I really believe that meditation is crucial, because it quiets the mind, it quiets the body, and something that we call a coherent state. So there's a level of calmness where the body can actually utilize the tools, because the body knows. The body heals itself if given the right tools, if given the right framework. And so once we begin to understand ourselves, once we begin to search into like what was the causative factor, was there an emotional upset? Was there a traumatic psychological upset? Was there a physical chemical imbalance that was created? And what was the creation point? And what was the outcome of that? And what is the outcome that we want to achieve? We want the body to go into a state of homeostasis again. And homeostasis is really a state of balance. So it doesn't mean that you'll never get sick. It doesn't mean that once you're well, what is health? Health is not static. Health is always changing. And so with the, phases of the moon, where we get high tide and low tide, it affects us because we're 80% fluid, water. So things around us affect us. Things that we read affect us. Emotional states affect us. What we eat, what we put into our body affects us. And we've come to know, I mean, as much as we've studied the molecular structure and function, down to the DNA core, down to electrons and protons and neutrons of the body and of the universe, the stars and, astronomy, we understand so much. And yet what we're really trying to accomplish becomes simple if we allow it to be, if we quiet everything down, if we get to the source of the matter and we get to the source of the healing. Where is the real source of healing to be? And so something that I wanted to discuss today is a Taoist meditation, and it's called a microcosmic orbit. I studied it years ago in Manhattan with a man named Mantak Chia. And I really like it because it's more of what I would call an active meditation. So it comes from the Chinese tradition of, as within, so without, macrocosmic orbit, which is the orbit of activity and space, as well as the microcosmic orbit, which is within our bodies. And so the idea is that we take the outside energy, which in this case would be a light source of energy, and we bring it into our body so that we start to have an association with ourselves. A lot of times with pain, people want to run away from pain. They were like, I don't want to deal with pain. I don't want to face pain. But the pain is a way that the body is communicating to us to tell us that something is wrong. When we have a stomach ache of pain, we can tend to say, okay, let me take some over-the-counter medicine. Let me take some Tums. Let me take some, medicine for acid reflux to stop the acid. But the idea really is that the body is telling you. And so something is out of balance. So let's start with the simplistic form of what begins to be out of balance before it gets so out of balance that we've lost the connection with what the original source was. So this is a way of proactively calming your energy, being in touch with the source of your energy, being quiet enough in your mind to begin to, what I would say is, activate your energy and activate your immune system. And so very simply, what you want to do is get into a quiet space and then imagine that you're either sitting in a room that has sunlight, or you're sitting outside where there's sunlight, or you're turning on a candle where there's a light source, or even a light bulb could be the source of energy. And you close your eyes and you imagine the visual twirling of a candlelight or sunlight, and imagine it's like a ball of energy, like a ball of fire coming through. You don't necessarily feel the heat. You just have the sensation of light and light source and what I would call light energy coming in. And allow it to come in through this point between the brow, which we'll be calling the third eye. And then, so open your eyes, look for it, and bring it in and close your eyes and feel it as a swirl of energy. So sometimes people have a hard time seeing or imagining light. And so you may need to repeat this a few times until you feel comfortable. If you lose the image of that light, then simply open your eyes, sense it again, close your eyes, and bring it in. And then you're going to what I call scan. So in your mind's eye now, you can say to yourself, the light is moving over my left eye, my right eye, over my left ear, my right ear, going like, again, internally, going over my brain, going over, and you can get as specific or as general as you'd like. In the beginning, I would say just do a very general scan. And as you're doing it, the light energy is going inside your head and moving over the places that you're calling out. You can go to the back of your neck. You can have it go down your spine, anywhere that you might feel any discomfort. Let it sit there. So if you feel some neck tension on the right side, imagine it's a swirl of energy and it's kind of beginning to clear that energy. it's beginning to clear the tightness. So you're sending that light source of healing energy to the area of pain or discomfort, or what we would say is a diseased state where you feel uncomfortable. Let it continue. Let it go over your throat. Let it go over your palate. Let it go over your teeth and your gums. So again, you can start very generally, or you can be very specific if you feel like there's an area that you want to address. Let it go over your throat. Now it's going, again, it's internally, but you can bring it externally. You can gently open your eyes, but try to keep your eyes closed so that you're doing more of an internal scan. And when you're doing the scan, notice if there's any colors that show up, any feelings, any tightness, any constriction, any places that you can't access. So if you say, I wanted to go over my throat, but you can't really feel like where your throat is, you might actually physically take your hand and touch that area or touch the back of your neck. Let it then continue. And this can be a musculoskeletal scan. Eventually, what I'd like you to do is actually start to go into your organs. Now, none of us has really been able to go into our bodies and touch our organs. So this is a little bit of a game, if you will, as a visualization. I mean, you can certainly look at charts and imagine what your lungs would look like, what your heart would look like, what your thyroid gland would look like. So that's another way that you can visualize what it looks like. But certainly then do a scan. So go, over my left lung, it has 3 lobes. Over my right lung, go into the front, go down the backside, and your lungs go all the way down to your diaphragm level. So go over your heart. Think about your gastrointestinal system. So if you're thinking about your throat, going into your esophagus. If you're thinking, going further down into your stomach area. If you think then about going into your small intestine and your large intestine. If you want to go over your liver and your gallbladder and your spleen. So as you're naming these particular organs, again, your eyes are closed and you're just scanning over that area. Now, it may be that, again, you feel or sense some physical pain. Musculoskeletal is the area in our bodies that usually people feel the tightness or congestion, or it might be that you're coughing. And so you're coughing and you're clearing your throat. It may be that you've got a bacterial infection or a viral infection. So you'd want to give your lungs a little bit more attention and a little bit more focus. And so you can actually keep that light ball swirling source of energy over an area of discomfort or over an area that you feel, there's a little more darkness there. I can't sense it, or it feels a little dense, or it feels that the energy is not moving. And you're making this up for sure. But the idea is now this is giving you some sort of starting point, being comfortable with traveling and having a discourse, monologue with yourself. Start identifying what's going on in your body. And don't fight anything. Just whatever thought comes up, let it come up, because thoughts come and go and feelings come and go. So do be the observer. Do not be the judge, and don't be the critic. Be the observer and have fun with it. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the 5 minutes. Enjoy the 10 minutes. If you do it the first time and it seems, I just can't pay attention, try it for a minute. Let it go and come back next time and try it again. Try it until you've actually covered your entire body, over your stomach area, over down to your groin. For women, you can go over your ovaries and uterus. For men, you can go into the prostate gland. You can go down into the colon. You can start to go, over the buttocks. You can go down the legs, go into the knees, go down the, go over the patellas. If you're having any knee problems, address that. You can physically touch the area that might be discomforting to you and feel that the light source is a healing point of energy. You're bringing attention to an area of your body And again, you may not know. You may not know until you actually do what we call the scan, that there is some imbalance or disharmony in an area. But here, what you're doing really is taking a proactive stance. So if nothing is wrong, that's really great. You're then continuing that healing process and just assuring yourself, everything is perfectly fine. My health is perfectly fine. My immune system is working perfectly fine. Everything is as it should be. My system is in balance. My system is in harmony. My liver is in harmony. You can go all the way down to your feet and to your toes. You can feel yourself kind of being grounded by going deep into the earth and then bring that energy back up again. So part of this is just what I would call the scan. You're just really closing your eyes, scanning through your body and see if there's any levels of imbalance. It's a fun thing to do, and it's a really good thing to do. And it's a good thing to learn about yourself and learn more about your body. Because remember, you can recreate yourself from the inside out at any age, at any stage of your life. Never mind the diagnosis, never mind the lack of diagnosis. Everyone knows when they're feeling off, when something is not right. So this is the time now, 2022, to identify that, to be in touch with yourself, to be your own best doctor, because you have the power to make that change, to make your body a better place to live. And that's what it's all about. We are our own best healers. And when you start to get in touch with the human body and understand the miracle that we are actually born with this incredible body that has the healing capacity. It has the design already for white blood cells and red blood cells and bone cells and liver cells. And it has the regeneration of those cells in mind. If we just give ourselves, our body, the proper nutrients, then all can be healed. Now, granted, sometimes there's a mechanical flaw. Sometimes you've been in a car accident. You may be missing an arm. You may be missing a leg. You might be missing a part of an organ. There's so many different factors that could potentially be involved. But I'm saying generally, what we can do is adopt this idea, this paradigm, accept the fact that you can heal yourself from the inside out, and try it on. Try to make a miracle happen and see what happens, because there are certainly plenty of stories of miraculous healing and miraculous discovery. Miracles do happen. So let yourself be one of those miracles. Open the door. Open the doors of perception and see what happens. Please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and join my Facebook group, which is Body, Heart, Soul. Okay. Ciao for now, and make your body a better place to live. We can do it. We can all do it.